Hello and welcome back to Whiskey Wars. Tonight is another quick whiskey shot, which is a fast review of Wild Turkey 101 Rye. Let's get into it. All right, so here's our bottle for this review. Let's give it a quick read over and see what information we can gather. So it says on the front, crafted with conviction. Now in this case, I believe that because Jimmy Russell is a phenomenal master distiller, one of my favorites in the business. All right, now to the back of the bottle, let's read a little more about Jimmy. Legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell's treasured Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey has been crafted since 1954 as a nod to the adventurous spirit of America's first whiskey makers. I would say that's probably true. I don't know of too many people in the whiskey business that love whiskey more than Jimmy. Let's go on here. Aged longer for more character in new number 4 alligator char American white oak barrels. Well, the only thing different there compared to a standard charred barrel is they do a number 4 char. Now, not all distilleries do that, but Wild Turkey does. There's a couple of others that do that as well. So let's see what else we can get here. This exceptional rye whiskey has a distinctively rich flavor with robust notes of, and we will not read the rest because if I did, I would not be doing my job. And then in that case, what am I paying myself for? Although I'm not paying myself. Actually, no one's paying me to do this. I just kind of do it for free right now because I'm in hope that someday I will make some money doing this. Anyway, let's drink some whiskey. By the way, if you would like to see me make money drinking whiskey, you can support the channel with the Patreon link down below. So just open up the description box of this whiskey and click the Patreon link, and then you can sign up for Patreon. As little as $2 a month helps support the channel. And of course, I really appreciate that. It gets my wife off my back for spending so much money on whiskey. And also it makes me feel like it's really appreciated, the reviews I'm doing. And if you really like it, then please subscribe. Now let's get into the nose and tasting. The first thing that hits you is kind of a peppermint and also just some peppery notes, like a black pepper. There's not a whole lot of sweetness coming off of this nose. Just a lot of peppermint, a lot of pepper, maybe some cinnamon. And then buried under that, there is some caramel and some brown sugar. But I have a feeling this thing's gonna have a little punch. Yeah, all in all though, it is a nice nose. It is pleasant. Even though it is kind of spicy smelling, it is nice to smell. Let's go ahead and give it a sip. All right, so if you are new to the world of rye, then this may not be a great point for you to start at, because it is a pretty rye-forward rye. So you're getting the very strong rye notes, like in a rye bread. There's kind of that kind of soury, savory kind of funk that rye has. And then there's also kind of that spearmint, maybe kind of licorice note in there as well. And then a lot of pepper. There's a lot of pepper in there, quite a bit of burn, like a cinnamon, peppery burn on the palate. And then it finishes with a lighter pepper and more cinnamon and just a general sweetness. All in all, I really enjoy this rye, but if you're new to rye, maybe kind of ease your way into this. And I think if you try some kind of lighter ryes, just some barley ryes, and then try this, I think you'll really appreciate it. So that's my final thoughts. I think if I had to rate this in the price range that it's in, I would say that this is definitely, for me, a 7 out of 10 in the rye category and definitely worth a buy. So if you haven't tried it yet, go ahead and pick yourself up a bottle, especially if you're familiar with ryes. And as always, folks, I have to say, you can never have too much good whiskey.